Hi. I had to mute that other.
Oh, yeah, it double the stream.
Okay. Welcome everyone to True Tuesday.
Welcome, welcome.
We're had our first half over on Lisa's channel. She just disappeared for a second.
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
You can just mute it, and we could just watch it.
No, because then you're gonna see me sneeze.
Yeah, that'd be funny. So we talked about over the first half about pretty much how everyone's just tired of everything, and they're kind of fed up. And I think people are like crossing the line, and I think that, look, I've been saying for a long time, America's done, America's over. Every empire falls. It follows a pattern. We're following the pattern. We have been following the pattern, but we have cryptocurrency, and America is a different empire than has ever existed. So there's this little glimmer of hope. It's very little. I think the only thing holding the country together is the Supreme Court, and has been for probably 10 years.
But the Supreme Court has got some questionable things going on right now.
Once that falls, when we're done. But I think we are pretty much kind of done, because we're back on track. As far as people are, that's the whole thing we're talking about. People are just fed up. People are done. But people are crossing those lines to where this is the next step. This is the next step to where we fall into. I mean, I was watching Syria, and what's the difference? It's a country. They were fed up with stuff. You got people pitted against each other, and then everybody started shooting each other, killing each other. And as a species, we're so basic. Like, Syria has existed. This family has ruled for decades, generations, because they had certain allies. But Iran can't back these people because they're busy with Israel, and Russia can't back these people because they're busy with Ukraine. And everyone always said, "Oh, Putin will see weakness, or these people will see weakness, and they're going to move in." And I've always thought, no one's going to move in, no one's going to attack. You know what I mean? We're so far past that. We've evolved. We're not like
no. Israel's
you know what I mean?
been doing a huge land grab for years.
It's going to be humanity is the same. The Kurds and the Christians are in danger in Syria. Supposedly not. I am. That's one of the reasons why the United States is now accepting this ISIS-backed government, and Britain is sending them money, and we're probably going to send them a bunch of money, because they're going to allow women to be like people, not like go crazy and have like vote or drive or anything, but like they can talk. And they're going to be okay about other religions. So, it's how progressive. Also, the guy changed his clothes. He's not dressing like a crazy guy, wearing Western clothes.
The girls are going to be able to?
Oh no, probably not. But they can,
no. Okay.
They can speak without getting smacked.
So one girl got I don't know if she was murdered, but beat or something because the smell of her walking by a man turned him on or something, and so they attacked her. It's insane.
In Syria?
I don't know if it was in Syria. It was one of the covered up places. Mm-hmm.
So this dude, and I've gotten to I haven't gotten to an argument because I'm too intelligent to get into an argument. So I make a point, and I try to just say facts. Like if there's a conspiracy theory that I completely think is right, I'll just say, well, this is weird, and then you hear some facts. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, that is weird. Yeah, it's weird. Like, well, that probably means this happened. Well, I don't know, maybe. So this dude kills the CEO, and violence is wrong. You shouldn't kill people, and blah 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 blah. But here,
Have you seen the pictures of the old CEO and the new CEO, or the one speaking before he was killed?
No.
Supposedly there's some like conspiracy that wasn't him, or he wasn't taken out, or he was taken out before, or
He was probably killed.
he's
Um,
arrested or
and
something.
this
But
dude was not a professional. He was he made sure he knows how to shoot a gun, but he was very and the NYPD is that saying some weird stuff about the firearm, that it's like it was an FFA, it was FA or an NFA weapon that would have been the dumbest thing ever. I mean, there's just so much that's weird. But anyway, here, United Healthcare CEO shooting opens a floodgates of Americans venting about insurance frustrations. United Healthcare CEO shooting opens a door for many to vent frustrations over insurance. Christian Monitor. United Healthcare tragedy sparks conversations about insurance reform. Reform means stuff's going to get done? What? United Healthcare CEO shooting opens up volcanic anger towards health insurance agencies.
that is all a distraction because his organization. Okay, so he got shot during the stockholders meeting or whatever going on, and
He
he
got shot
failed.
outside on the street like a dog. As I
Whatever,
was
it was
saying,
during the shot
United
while
Healthcare
that was
CEO
being
shooting
held.
opens up volcanic anger towards health insurance agencies, not companies. So that's a terrible one. New York Times, a torrent of hate for health insurance industry follows the CEO's killing. All of this is true. Health insurance company. Well, let's go back on that one. So instantly, it's not wrong. It's
It's
not
a
wrong to be violent.
distraction, though, to what was really
It's not
going
wrong to be
on or what
violent.
could have been going on.
What could have been going on?
Well, so did you see the connections with where when his company was being investigated? First of all, he failed to disclose to,
Yeah, none
or
of that
they
matters because I'm talking
failed
about a
to.
bigger picture. So people
Hold
are
on, I'm
saying
not done. You asked me what
people
else
are
was wrong.
saying it's wrong. Well, violence is never the answer. I say it is. When people get to a point, stuff happens, and people go crazy. Like we talked about on your channel, people are starting to go crazy and crossing lines that they're not would have never been crossed. And here's the thing: this dude did this. He committed this crime. He did something very wrong. And you know what happened 48 hours later? Blue Cross Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance company reverses
Started
a
hiring.
controversial policy amid fatal shooting of Brian Thompson. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield had planned to enact a controversial policy next year, but they've since changed their tune. The health insurance company announced a new policy that would set anesthesia time limits. So the insurance company would only pay for anesthesia that lasted the designated time. Claims above the established number of minutes would be denied. That's shitty. I come from the insurance industry. It's shitty. It's designed to screw people as much as you can, get as much money as you can, make as much money as you can.
It is a middleman, and their first job is to say no on any claim.
Absolutely, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Then
That's illegal.
make you fight it. Well,
That's
that's what his bullets said. What denied?
not yeah. That's illegal. If you ever watch the movie Rainmaker, you find out. Um, so you have a policy. You have a policy for a certain thing, and they're supposed to honor that. And if you think banking and the SEC and all that is something big, the insurance industry is regulated so much more, and
No.
they know how to work it. If you're a regular Joe, you have two kids, and you're like, I want to make sure my kids can go to school, and my wife, will be able to still have the same life if I die. So you get an insurance policy. You die. Now you're dead, so you have no income, and you have to be buried, and you still have all of your bills. The insurance legally, let's say you bought an insurance policy for $200,000. Okay, That's more than enough money for your wife to pay the house off and live the next 10 years. Okay? Okay. The insurance company gets the claim. It's a good claim. They have to pay it. But they don't have to pay it for 6 months. They can take 6 months.
Right. We've talked about
So,
this
yeah, so
before.
literally they hold 6 months because that means they have $200,000. Even if it's sitting and making 1% interest, they're making 1% interest on $200,000 for six
Mhm.
months. Meanwhile, you have to pay for that funeral. You have to still pay the bills. You have to probably have counseling or other stuff. And you can't get that money until they send you a check. They could send it the next day. The claim is absolutely valid, but usually 6 months because they can hold on to that money and they're making money off of it, and that is what it's and it's not crook. It's not illegal. It's not even crooked really. It's shitty, and I think people are just tired of that, you know. Um, and that's like this guy. Is he a hero? Like the guy on the subway. Some people are saying he's a hero. Some people are disgusted by that. And now that we've crossed the line and we can call someone that did absolute murder a hero, and then when you look at no wrong, really, like right is right, wrong is wrong. When you don't see things in black and white anymore, and the gray area gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it's
Well, and to them, like to him, if he had a devastating experience like what you're describing, and that's much different than one of us sitting here going, "Is it wrong to shoot him?" When we don't have a personal beef with that.
see. I
Mm.
disagree. I think whether it's either right or it's wrong. That's it.
Well, I'm saying that they're more likely to get in their mind. You were saying there's gray where people get into a mindset,
Yeah,
and
because
then
now you look at it, it's like, well, that guy was doing. This dude killed one person, and
but for the policy of a company.
no, he killed one person for doing what they were doing, but was this dude's actions killing hundreds or thousands of people because of the policies that they have at their company? So did this guy just save? Obviously, from now with the anesthesia thing, this dude
So
just saved all
IAM
those
said that
people.
that was just that they delayed the policy, that the correction, it's been postponed. The new policy was postponed. It was just a PR thing. So that may not have been corrected at this point. That may have been just to be a headline and to try to get people to, because I know they immediately, like within 24 hours, were hiring for the new position to replace him. Um,
What are you talking about?
the dead CEO.
Right, they're going to hire a new one because he's dead.
Yeah, but you were saying that policy that they put in place, that because that guy killed the one
Right, it's a
guy,
completely different company.
and he helped fix it, but they
It's a completely
didn't
different
because
company.
it was just a
I didn't
PR
say no.
stunt.
See, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said that 24 or 48 hours after this happened, and but you want to go that route. Um, Multiple companies across the world are now pulling CEOs' information off LinkedIn.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
The world is changing. These people are scared. These people that we call the elites, the evil, the ones who are in this conspiracy and that conspiracy. These people are doing this, and these people are eating children, and these people are blah, blah, blah. All those people are scared. And all of a sudden, well, that's wrong to kill people. All those people are scared now because this dude crossed this line. So, is it wrong? Are things moving in a direction? Do you want those people to be scared? Do you want those adrenochrome slurping child raping people to be scared? I do.
Of course, but that's not what we're discussing today. I mean, you're talking
No,
about a guy that was saying
I'm
because of
saying that those
policy,
people that we call the elites, that we say are in control, those corporate heads, those people are scared, and they're pulling their information off of anything public,
they
which
should
doesn't
all
matter.
face trial
Which doesn't matter, and they're
for
not.
their criminal
They're
acts.
not facing trial. They're not going to face trial, and they never face trial because they're going to lock Hillary up, right? They're going to lock this
She
guy up.
already has been taken
They're going
care
to
of.
lock this. Well, I say no.
I say
And
yes.
she's still here. She's still going on shows. She's still putting her foot in her mouth. I think if they were controlling a hologram, they wouldn't put its foot in its mouth. So
Sure they would if they were the good
all
guys
these
are
people
showing you
don't
who
get
she
put in
is.
jail. They don't get locked up. There is another class of people. The rules for thee and not for me. The whole reason for that saying is because of these people. And now these people are scared, and it took one thing. And I think that's the scariest thing. That's the biggest thing, to see how much changed from one dude shooting someone on the street, shooting the right person, the correct person. I mean, you can have violence and tons of people shot. I mean, how many people are killed in Chicago alone? But it's not them. It's one of theirs. You know, I think that this is a huge thing. Um, I think it's sending I think it's sending ripples out, and I think it's making people, like that one article said, it's making people talk about it. Cause it's making me talk about it. People are like, this is disgusting that people think he's a hero. I'm like, I don't know if he's a hero, but I know that things are like changing because they did this. I said I can understand why he would do it, why someone was so pissed off.
I just think
Um,
the news that you're hearing about things changing is a distraction to what the real story was, which
we
was
are the
that
justice.
Pelosi put tons of money into the stock market, into the business, the
Yeah,
company that was
Pelosi
investigating this
didn't a
business.
guy come to their house and he was fine there, and the police came in. He was naked, and there was a lot of weird stuff, but nothing happened. Nothing happened. Um, Jim posted something on Facebook, and I just said, "Yep," and that dude's still walking around. About Fauci, still walking around. He's fine. Um, More decentralization, smaller government. Yeah, less power, less power. See, that's something that that's the realization I had with the Syria thing. It's a big country. We're a big country. It's a big country. In a big country, dreaming I'll stay with you. That's one of my favorite songs. But these are just regular people that got pissed and they overthrew this government. And I was just seeing all these people, and it's like when people get fed up and they're done, it's like their justice. When people, the power is in the hands of the people. It absolutely is. And no matter how big the government gets, um, it can't stand against everyone. It can't stand against the people. Uh, we need to leverage.
Elon just replied to Tucker Carlson. I wonder if that was about Rogers' case. Hopefully that gets more attention as well.
I don't know. I was waiting for the thing that was supposed to happen, but you know what? Maybe this was the thing that was supposed to happen on the 3rd, but it happened on the 7th or something. I don't know. But which while it's more, but see, that takes a long time. See, I think that kind of think is good for 20 years ago. I think we've let things get so bad. Brian, that now it's. I mean, Bud Light's back. Bud Light's back 100%. They're making fun of them. They're making fun of themselves. They're making fun of woke culture, and people are eating it up, man. And they're totally accepting of it. So I don't know if
That's like
voting
a
with
good
their
old boy
wallets.
thing, though, right? Like you fight and then you're best friends and you go have a beer.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think I don't. Okay, but then again, I'm gonna say let me ask you this, releaser. I'm gonna tell you what something I heard. There's an article written in the newspaper or a newspaper, and it said this is the laziest generation and the most perverted and messed up generation in history.
Hmm.
You agree with that?
I don't know. I know they're comparing right now to like Sodom and the time of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right. So in the United States history, would you agree with that?
Oh, in United States history.
That was a long time after Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah. Well, I'm aware of that.
Okay. You're going to say yes, yes. That article was written in 1923 or 33.
Really?
33. So it was written about the greatest generation ever that went on to save the world.
So that was right before the Great Depression and the war and all that.
War and everything.
World War One.
That's what people were saying about. So and that just shows me that things don't really
So
change.
that's the rumor that I heard about, that Hitler had enough, and he was like, because they were dressing like women and all the gay sex stuff, and they were getting rid of Christianity, trying to push Christianity out, and that supposedly Hitler was bringing in Christianity, and that the Nazi symbol really means peace, and like all this stuff I'd never heard before.
Yeah, that's a weird thing in the South. I saw this. It did. There's like a lot of
And that
swastikas
he was really
built
beloved.
into homes in the South. Like people just would, like in the bricks of the house, build a swastika symbol, and people were all mad about it. I'm like, no, this house was built like 1919. It was before there was even a thing. Or this house built in 1903, because it meant peace. And the Jaguar thing, that's how do you vote? None of it. I'm not buying a Jaguar, and it's just so that's even more dumb than the Bud Light thing. Because
I don't know about the Jaguar thing.
I know about 3 people that have owned Jaguars, maybe 4, and none of them. One of them's a woman, and nobody's buying Jaguars now. That's anyone that would buy
What's the
Jaguar.
Jaguar thing? I had one a long time ago.
They made a really weird, really avant-garde, very wokish
Commercial.
commercial with no car.
Oh.
There was no car in it. It was just weird people walking around with like giant hats and
Wow, they have really pretty cars.
it was like a Tom Petty video from the 80s. It was very odd.
That's weird.
So that's Buddhist and Hindu, and it was around for a long time. Version of Berlin in the 1920s over the top German. Really? Huh.
Yeah.
They were kind of
right.
financially screwed because of World War One. But and that's kind of a funny thing. I saw who was RFK. He was talking about the BS narrative that we're being told about the war. We got to stop Putin as Hitler, and he's trying to march across Europe, and blah blah blah. That's literally what the Russian troops are told, that they're saving the United States by going Ukraine, because Ukraine is going to move fascism and Nazism across.
Well, it's not Ukraine, though. It's the UN, which is occupying Ukraine, correct? That's what I've been.
No, they said it's Ukraine. Ukraine's always been famous for for Nazi. There's like two special units that are very. Really? No. So Ukraine's always had a history. That's like that one when that one guy pranks Stephen King at the beginning. He's like, yeah, we need to send the Ukrainians and those people. He's, yeah, especially this unit. Yeah. He goes, yeah, but that guy is a neo-Nazi, and all those people are neo-Nazis. And Stephen King was like, well, no one's perfect, but it was.
But that's where, like, if it's not It depends on what the truth is.
What you mean?
Like the whole, I mean, was Hitler
Oh yeah, the whole thing about
really bringing in Christian values and peace and was beloved because all the people in Berlin had turned into sick pedos?
okay. Well, first off, the thing about Hitler is he's crazy. He got crazy. Now I have made this. Okay, so I guess maybe he wanted to take over the world, but in the end, he's losing. If you want to, if you want to win the war, then you do a certain thing. And Jordan Peterson talked about this. Instead of trying to win the war, he just tried to kill more Jews.
That's
So
what we're told.
he's like, no, he did. He accelerated the extermination as fast as you can, kill as many as you can, round up more. That was the main focus, not on defense, not that it was. So he maybe he either lost it, but that was what he was mainly obsessed with in the end. So his and then Peterson said that was his main focus. Whether that was his main focus in the beginning or if he lost his mind, but in the end, he did not want to win the war. The main thing he focused on was accelerating killing all the Jews because he accelerated that, and that was the main focus. Um,
It depends I mean, what
well,
his intentions were and what the Jews were doing. I mean, maybe
they
we weren't
weren't
being told
fighting.
the truth.
They weren't fighting. They were dying. He was killing them, and he accelerated it. He didn't accelerate work camps or anything. He's like, just get rid of them, kill them, kill, 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 kill. It's so easy
Yeah,
to
I
to
don't know that
to
we were told
change our
the truth.
history. Um, I mean, I've been there, been in Germany, been to the Dachau and all the places. Um, but it is very easy to rewrite it. Um, I saw something today that ether was in the periodic table, and it seems like the Mandela effect. People keep you talk about the Mandela effect, and you have like Fruit of the Loom say, "Hey, we never had this cornucopia," and then people find proof that they did.
Yeah.
So that should be like a bigger deal to me. Like they should have to now say why they lied. Not apologize, but they should say why they
Like, what
lied.
was the intent of, yeah,
What was
what
the
would you
intent of
gain
lying? So,
from denying that?
and there's been like 3 or 4 of those Mandela things that have come to pass. But a lot of like, especially flat earthers, they have books. They're like, this book is from 1892, and it shows this, and it says this. The fact that dinosaur is that word wasn't invented until the 1900s. They were always called dragons when they would fight. So there's all
Right.
these weird things that like no one asks why, and even when they ask why, or if they find proof of things, they don't. It's not like they don't get an answer as to why it was changed. Like why did you change this word to this? Why is it? Um, why was ether on the periodic table until a certain time, and now it's not an element. All of Tesla's stuff is suppressed, um, and there because you can easily rewrite history.
Hmm.
It is not like crazy hard to do before. Like, and we were talking about Roger Ver on your channel. The
Hmm.
one thing he said to me like blew my mind. It's like Sean, there has not been real history until blockchain was invented because anyone could change it at any time.
Yeah.
And it's not just history is written by the victors. History is changed by the victors 20 years down the road, 50 years down the road.
Do you have an old interview with him on your channel?
Yeah, I think I do.
Oh, that would be cool to go watch it.
Imagine the Great Wall of China, just the ridiculousness of it, that the arrow holes are pointing in the opposite direction.
Hmm.
Everything about the wall is, from an engineering standpoint, is made to keep the Chinese out of that side. Just so much of what we've been told is questionable at best. Um, in the show, I've seen. You go look it up
I
real quick.
haven't seen
No,
it.
I don't know if you can play it,
Yeah.
but it's Elon Musk made a comment on Twitter X Twitter, and he said, didn't you used to sell cars?"
Oh, funny.
And they were like, "Yes, would you like to take a look at a car?" And he was because you have no idea what
How ridiculous it is.
it is, just so silly.
Mm.
Um, yeah, blockchain's the only thing that you can store history on now, because you can't. I mean, look, Lisa's sitting here saying Hillary Clinton's dead, and this person's a hologram, and Tom Hanks has been dead for years. This new movie
He
just
got
came out. It's
arrested
not
for
real.
135 counts of child
Yeah,
pornography.
see, it's not real, and that
Yeah.
this new movie just came out. It's not him. The one before that, that's not him. So it used to be able to say, "Hey, there's a picture," but
Yeah, but now you
you can
can't
look at that
say
picture
that.
of. You can look at Stalin. Stalin had two generals with him.
Hmm.
Kill one, hated him. He had that general removed from the picture, and you
Wow.
can't tell. You cannot tell that it's been doctored, and that's from like the 50s or something. I mean,
Right.
so that it's you can't even, back when we were saying, oh well, if there's photographic proof, that was not even real. Probably just maybe in the 1800s that was real. So now, literally, blockchain is the only thing, and then you have the argument of, well, when you put it on chain, maybe that was wrong.
Right, because it could be human error or somebody. You'd
Yeah,
have to have like multiple points of confirmation or something, or I don't know. I'm sure the Dragon Chain guys could
There-
figure it out,
now
but
people say, Epstein's not dead. There's like so many, just
really,
like, you can't trust anything. What if the Earth is flat? The whole time I've always said, I've argued,
would it matter?
it well, it would. And
Okay.
that's the whole thing, is I always say, what's the point of it? Why would they lie? And the argument is, because if it is, and it's a heliocentric, we have a heliocentric world, we are the center of it. We have a creator. It's the proof. It's basically proof of the existence of God. So by denying this, it helps deny God.
Interesting.
And I'm like, okay, like that is an actual very. I mean, that's a reason, because I've always been like, there's no reason for Russia and the United States to be like, yep, it's round. In the Soviet Union time, we hate each other. There's no reason, for any of these people to agree. But it's like, okay, the Earth is not flat. There is no up or down in space. See, that's the whole thing. Space isn't real. It's water, like a kind of heavy water. That's the whole. I mean, you look into it, and honestly, Kiths is turning into a flat earther. I
Right.
think it's interesting, and I listen to it, but
There's I think it's on Prime. There's a Antarctica documentary, and he starts talking about this ice wall and why can't we go over here, and where the line is, and why can't we go over there? Why can't we go over there? It's very interesting.
I heard another thing. This is really weird. So there were seven tribes, right? And we're in the middle. Okay, I think it was seven tribes, and one of them came in here, and they were the Atlanteans, or some way connected to the Rothschilds or something. But they closed off the wall to where we couldn't get out. They couldn't get out.
Okay.
So basically, the real, like, it's around us. It's huge, and we're trapped inside the ice wall. It's just a small part of the actual Earth. So it's weird. But also the thing that, what is it? If you the thing if you ask most pilots, commercial pilots, if the Earth is flat, most of them say yeah, it's flat.
Because you can't. They never fly from like
Here to here, right?
Hawaii
they would have to fly like over here, and it would be so many miles.
Right, they never go left.
You can't, and it's
or something.
If you look at the flight, the way flight paths are, they don't add up. They're not right. So the Earth might not be flat, but it's not. They're not telling the truth about it.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting.
Stop talking about when I first saw the ad. I thought, So
no, I think I know what ad it was, but I thought it was for like Jaguar perfume because there was no car in it. Was it like red and orange and had people in fashion clothes on it?
Weird clothes going in like a elevator and stuff.
Yeah, maybe, or like balloon shapes or something. I just thought it was for like perfume.
No, that's for Jaguar cars.
That's so weird. I never realized that was for cars.
Yeah, that's the point Elon made.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I just kind of dismissed it and thought, oh, they are launching a new perfume because that seems so ridiculous. Because it looked like a perfume ad. You know how...
Yeah, it looked like a weird perfume ad. I can see how you would think that. But there was like guys and girls, so it was odd.
Well, now everything, nothing surprised me anymore. So crazy.
You guys take care. It was good hanging out with you.
All right.
Hit the like button. We'll see you. Are you coming on Roblox?
I can't. We've got cardiology all day this week on Thursday.
Well, I guess that means just leave me on there. Maybe I'm busy all week.
Sorry.
All right. You guys.
It's going to be a great show, though. They're going to be talking about Roger Ver and his case. So make sure you tune into, I am nominated it. And it got, the Roger Ver WBRT discussion. So make sure you're watching that this Thursday morning, and Sean will be there. And and make sure go watch the old interview with Sean on Sean's channel with Roger Ver, because that will be like a great lead up to that discussion as well.
Yeah. What is that?
Maybe find it and pin it on your channel.
Okay. No, I'm just looking at this video. I forgot about this.
Find it easier.
That prophecy thing I showed you.
All right, speaking of time travel, remember how we talked about a while ago Trump being a time traveler?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, there's this guy that was in London, England. Basically, there's this street named Trump Row, and it's right across the street from Russian Row or something like that. But then there's a church right next to Trump Row, built in the 1400s. And the statue looks exactly like Trump's head.
It can be no other than the Donald himself. How did they know?
The other one looks like Barron.